welcome to Trashy Trashy, where we take a dumpster dive on this week's garbage people and a look at all the trashy news stories. My name is Erica, and I am your host.
My name is Cassandra, and I'm your other host. What up, girl?
Ooh, it's been a week. Man, has it been a week?
Oh, yeah?
I got a sinus infection.
Bummer, bro.
Yeah. I go to this one urgent care, though, and it doesn't matter what. I could come in with like dengue fever or like Legionnaire's disease. And the doctor always says like, oh, I see hundreds of these a day. Like, you do? Like this rare disease that people only get from the jungle or
Wait, what?
anything I come in with. Like anytime he goes, oh, I see 100 of these a day. He makes it sound like it's so common. Like,
well, I mean, to have a sinus infection is.
It is.
Do you have Legionnaires' disease?
I don't have Legionnaire's disease, but like anytime I've come in with anything, he's been like, oh, I see 100 of these a day. And I'm like, do you? This feels like a unique situation.
I mean, do you need to feel special at your doctor's?
I mean, a little, yes. Okay, maybe that's what it is. I want it to feel like this is happening to you. Let's fix it rather than like, oh, you're just like everybody else. You're just like everybody else, aren't you? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that says a lot about me.
Well, that's okay. I mean, that's what we're here for.
It's true.
To talk about ourselves.
It's fair. Yeah.
Oh, man. Something traumatic has just happened to me.
What happened?
You know, I make a lot of homemade gifts. I'm making a lot of homemade gifts this year because like of the wedding and stuff. Like I want to save money.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like very, I know how to knit and crochet and stuff. So it's very cost effective to just buy yarn on sale at Michael's or something like that and make a gift. And so I'm making a scarf right now. Shout out Ashley Reardon. This shit's for you, girl. And a couple of my loops have fallen off of my knitting needle and I'm having a hard time getting it back on, which like spoiler alert, like my anxiety is so high that sometimes I have to like do something with my hands, like knit while I record. Yeah, I'm trying to like get it back on now. And like for anyone who like any of my crafters in the audience, like, that like losing a couple stitches and it not being able to like go back on how you remember it to go back on. Like, I mean, this is fucking DEFCON 5. Like I had half a mind to just like say, fuck it all and like ditch the project as a whole just now, like in reaction to what is happening to me. But I know that that's wrong. I feel like I'm performing surgery right now and it's like, it's really crazy. I hope I fixed it. Otherwise I'm going to fucking like, I'm going to record this podcast right now. And then I'm going to immediately have a fucking breakdown. Like
a crafting emergency.
Yeah. People who make you handmade gifts, like, yeah, they're trying to save money, but also like, my time is money. So you're getting something of value. Oh, okay. I think I got it. Why are you trash this week, babe? That was really scary.
Oh, I'm so sorry you went through that. Like, I can't be there for you physically, but like, just know emotionally I'm with you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I didn't know if I was gonna make it. I thought I was gonna have to like be like, hey, I know we agreed to record at this time, but I actually have to go.
Oh my gosh. So I get laser hair removal on my legs, my whole legs, right?
Oh yeah. How is it? I want to do that.
Oh, it's great. Great. I'll send you a place. It's great.
Okay. Yeah, please.
I'll send you a rec. Yeah.
I hate shaving my legs. So fucking tedious.
Oh, it's tedious. And then the hair. No.
Yeah.
So I'm lasering it all off. And this is the first I've done laser hair removal in the past, but I've always kind of like quit halfway through or like, like the deal isn't there anymore.
Sure.
But I bought like a Groupon. I've been doing it the whole way, been doing it correctly. And they have like better lasers now. They like It used to be like the zap of the heat and then a cooling zap, but sometimes those were delayed by like half a second. And man, would
Does
you
it
feel the
hurt?
heat?
Oh wow.
Used to, but now it's just like simultaneous and it just, I mean, you can do the whole leg in like 3.5, 4 minutes. Like it's amazing.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah, they used to literally go like zap, zap, zap over every little follicle. Oh, it was a mess. But now
Okay.
in, out. So I do front side, back side. So front side goes well. She like, she portions out your legs like you're like a human doll. Like she like draws like sections so she can like make sure she gets everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, okay, go ahead and lay down and on your face. And I was like, yeah, okay. And again, I've done this 5.5 times. This is my last session. I lay
Wow.
face down and she goes to get me. And then she's like, can you turn a little like to your side? And in the turn, I farted
Mm.
a little.
Mm.
This woman has a laser next to my body, like my sensitive parts. And I fart basically in her face. I was
Did you say
humiliated.
anything?
Neither of us said a goddamn word.
You can't, because if you say something, you're confirming,
Yeah.
like I know that maybe this is wrong and this is bad advice, but we don't come to this podcast for advice, you know, like, because if you don't say anything, then maybe she can gaslight herself
And be like, oh, that
to
was
think
just
that it
like
was,
something
yeah.
else. Yeah, that didn't happen. Yeah. So we
Wow.
both just sat there in the lie while she finished, I mean, she had a laser. She could put it anywhere at me. And luckily that's like my last session. And I'm like,
Sure.
if I
Yeah.
want additionals, I'll have to go somewhere else in case I get this laser technician again.
Wow.
It was
Can I
total.
ask you a personal question?
Uh-huh.
Do you get your coochie coochie?
I've done that. Yeah. Yeah.
Is it worth it?
Oh yeah. It's amazing. Like it changes texture and the frequency of need to shave. And yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, I
Done it
gotta do
all.
it.
I've had a laser up in there between the cheeks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, full Brazilian laser.
I've never even gotten a Brazilian wax. I have to assume it's quite an intimate experience. And that's not why I haven't done it. It's been kind of a convenience and pain fear thing.
Mhm.
But it is kind of just like, it's like getting a spray tan, and you got to get a spray tan. And then you're just like, someone that you've met after like a minute is like, all right, get completely naked. Like,
Yeah,
like some 19-year-old tan Erica, kind of person
just
is
spray in
just,
between your cooch.
yeah, like lift up your boobs, like bend over so I can get the crease where your butt cheeks meets your thighs. And like, they see naked people all the time. So it's like, it doesn't mean anything to them. But as the naked person, you're definitely like,
Exposed.
it feels weird.
It's
Yeah.
vulnerable. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
very vulnerable. This is not a medical doctor, but you want their service. So
yeah.
you got to do it.
I've spoken to them and they're like, it's just flesh to me. Like I don't see I don't see parts, like I've asked
Totally.
them.
The last time I got one, rudely, I may say, the room has a full-length mirror like right in front of where you would be standing. So not only are you like about to like have a person who you just met see your naked body, but you also have to sit there and stare at it while you wait for them to come back in.
Yeah.
So
No,
that
thank you.
was kind of a an eye-opening experience.
Yeah. Yeah. How have you been trash?
So I think I'm a bridezilla.
Oh no.
Look, I don't want to be, and it's not in the way that you think. It's not in the way that is typically depicted on TV of like this, my way or the highway kind of person. But as we have already spoken about with my anxiety, I just kind of like, I don't like lack of control. And so I got all my vendors and everything done very fast, very quick. in this process. I was like, there will be no questions. And so we finally have started to work with our coordinator, because we hired them to come on, 3 months prior. And like, she was supposed to reach out to us 3 months prior to the day. Well, 3 months prior to the day was a Sunday. So I was like, well, I can't expect to hear from her on Sunday.
Mhm.
However, I will put together an entire spreadsheet with all the information I think she needs to know, without being asked. And so I did. Phone numbers, details, when my payments are due, how much I'm paying, like email, like everything.
Yeah.
So I send that off to her on Monday, and I go, Monday's probably her day off because weekends are probably busy for her. So I don't expect to hear back from her today. But definitely by Monday night, I was like, I don't expect to hear back from her today. And then so we finally got on the phone with her yesterday, and I loved her. And she sent a schedule to us that was like literally down to the minute. And I was like fucking horny for it. I was so excited and stuff. But she kept saying like, oh, I love how organized you are. And I just like, for some reason, I know to read between the lines.
Ooh.
And, I just feel like I'm going too hard. I don't feel like she does love how organized I am. Like, I think that maybe she's just trying to say that to be like nice and maybe get me to back off a little bit. I mean, like with the hotel blocks, like those people hate me. I'm like, can we get on a call? Can we get on a call? Can we get on a call? Because like, I don't understand how your system works. I'm like, I'm texting people like who I have invited, being like, hey, I know that invites haven't gone out yet, but like you did get a save the date with information. So like, are you going to book a hotel or not? Like, I'm getting kind of nuts. I even forced you to book a hotel right away, but I need you there because you're officiating. So I don't feel bad about that one. Anyways, I'm really looking forward to it because I need some peace in my life. And this is it's a little bit, I'm beyond my depth. This is too big of a party, and it's bringing out some ugly parts of my personality. If you're into horoscopes, it's very Aries vibes of me to be like, hey, I just sent you an invite to my party. Are you coming? I need you to RSVP now. So it's it's been wedding central over here for the past few days. I mean, like I even texted my maids of honor and I'm like, here, the following are the nail colors that you guys can pick from. Anything you want though.
Yeah. Almond, flat. Oh, point.
Yeah.
Anything in these colors.
Anything you want from these 6 colors.
Send me that as well, just so I'm in line, please.
You got it. You got it. Absolutely.
Please. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to cross me that
No.
They ask on the little schedule that I was all crazy about, that I was obsessed with. They say like, she even has it down to like, what drinks do you need after the ceremony? Like,
lovely
in your, like in your little private space. And I said, a stiff tequila soda with 3 limes.
Carcass in or carcass out?
In. Oh no, I'm sorry. On the side. I'll knock them in though.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'd put that just so she knows you mean business.
I can't, because I don't want her to quit. Who knows? She might be telling the truth. Maybe I am making her life easier.
Oh God. Well, who's definitely making her life harder on herself.
I don't know if I agree with that statement, but okay.
Well, our first story from apnews.com, sent in by Adam Cantley. Woman drinking wine from Pringles can banned from Walmart.
So, I mean, we're punishing people who are innovative now in this country.
Is that what you call it?
I wouldn't have thought to put wine in a Pringles can.
Me neither. You're right. Maybe I'll try sneaking that into the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, what I see as a Pringles can, this woman saw as an opportunity, like a vessel to get away with, sneaking some wine. And I don't think that we should be punishing innovation like that. Like, that feels very 1984,
In Wichita Falls, Texas, police say a woman has been banned from a local Walmart, not the entire franchise, just local. Okay, good to know. Okay, good. She's
That's their bread and butter.
Yeah, that's true.
Walmart's bread and butter is Pringle can Walmart or wine drinkers. So they can't just kick her out of all of them.
So she spent several hours driving an electric shopping cart around the store's parking lot while drinking wine from a Pringles can. She wasn't even causing a disturbance in the store. She
No.
was just out there having a ball.
But she was behind the wheel of a vehicle. Not
Electric.
a quick one, but
Yeah, electric shopping cart. I guess so. If a horse is a vehicle, an electric shopping cart is a vehicle.
this feels like a bucket list item kind of thing. Like, have we checked on her health? You know?
Yeah. Is she near the end and is like, gotta do it?
Yeah, totally.
But this was at 9 a.m.
Okay.
It was at 9 a.m.
Ugh, well,
that
then
they
you know where I'm going.
heard the suspicious person. Cassandra, go ahead.
You know where I'm going. She's a time traveler.
Because
What?
she had been writing this for 3 hours when the police were called.
Uh-huh. Yeah. She's probably been writing it for 6 days through continuums and finally landed in the right universe.
Yeah.
And those 3 hours between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m., had she not been there causing a disturbance, we would have, a chimp for Secretary of State.
That's, you know what? 100% correct.
So again, to this woman, I salute you. She and police arrested the woman but didn't release her name. Now that's
she wasn't arrested.
Oh, I read that wrong. Okay, hello. She wasn't arrested and her name wasn't released. Is it perhaps because she disappeared to move on to her next job?
Yeah. I'm in agreement with you. No.
You guys. I mean, look, I never believed in something so much until we started working on this podcast, but I can't possibly explain the behavior of some people that we share the planet with if they are not, extra special, like a magical people.
Maybe they're on a mission from God.
Oh my God. Speaking of missions from God, from dreadcentral.com, a Christian version of Saw is as ridiculous as it sounds. Now, I didn't check on this. When was this article published? Because I want to know how recent this version of Saw. Oh, it's 2000. Oh, the just came out, this article, but the movie was from 2015. Okay.
So the Saw franchise is infamous for its intricate traps and creative ways of ripping apart human flesh.
Yes. Would you like to play a game?
Those words just give me a chill.
Mm-hmm.
It's also infamous for having a twisted sort of ethics behind it, with the killer Jigsaw playing by a certain set of rules. But what if you were asked to play a game for God's love? That's what the Christian film The Reconciler asks in a strange and ultra-religious twist on the horror franchise.
So this is a 2015 film directed by Sean Justice. Oh, I'm sure that's his real name. And it's about a mysterious man who gathers people that are estranged or distant from each other to try to see if he can bring them back together before it's too late. Why? Why? Have we explained why?
Well, there's a detective hot on the reconciler's trail to figure out who he is, and a journalist investigating the darkness in the world per her editor's assignment.
Of course.
Okay.
Her editor, the spunky journalist, has to find this person.
I'm tired of writing about the society pages. Well, I got a hot tip for you, honey.
I've been watching older movies. I just watched How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. And then there was one more that I watched recently, but that plot line of
it's insane.
I'm sick of writing X, Y, and Z. I want to write about politics, is that was major. No one seemed to care around that era that everyone was using that exact same plot line and all using Catherine Hahn as the best friend.
Yes.
No one cared. No one cared that she was like, I mean, I don't care, certainly, even going back to watch it, I don't care, but it's just kind of crazy, you know?
She's great. She's a utility player, and I'm glad she's getting her star run.
God, she's so hot too.
Oh, she's amazing. She's amazing.
So the film doesn't deliver the oodles of viscera like the Saw series, but it does have whispers of the franchise because people are captured and placed into an abandoned warehouse in the middle of the woods. They wake up with no memory on how they got there, and they have to try to figure out a puzzle to escape. But, you know, like unlike Saw, it's not a puzzle of how to get your head out of a, you know, bear trap in 30 minutes because you were like a dick who cheated on your taxes. This, you know, the puzzle is finding room in your heart for forgiveness.
Yeah.
Wow.
So former WWF wrestler Roddy Piper stars in the film in one of his last on-screen roles before he passed. And it also stars people, tell me if these are fake names: Bill Ritchie, Jeremy Steele, Jordan Steele, Michelle Roberts, and Xander Steele.
Wow, they got all the Steele brothers.
They got the Steele brothers. they're the the Skarsgårds of Christian films, I'm sure.
That's wild. I mean,
maybe it's a father and his two sons, or the brothers. Yeah, we don't know. We'll figure it out.
Just feels like a stretch, but you know, these Christian films are not, I don't think that they're financed by people who need very strong pitches. So
yeah,
I think, you know, it's fine, I guess.
Speaking of a strong pitch, this Florida woman, she definitely had a pitch that did not go her way.
Going down to Florida, baby.
Florida woman from theguardian.com, sent in by Tina Curry.
Ooh, Tina Curry, what's up?
Florida police chief on leave is now a Florida police chief is now on leave after flashing badge in golf cart traffic stop. Okay. So Mary O'Connor and her husband were stopped by an officer for driving a golf cart without a license plate.
I mean, routine traffic stop, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be on the road. You got to act like you're on the road.
So the police chief of Tampa, Florida, God's armpit, Hell's armpit, Hell's armpit, was placed on administrative leave after flashing her badge in an attempt to get out of a traffic stop, the city's mayor said.
So, okay, so this woman, Mary O'Connor, and her husband got stopped by a Pinellas County sheriff for this golf cart. And she asks if his body camera is on. He says yes. She says, I'm the police chief in Tampa, shows her badge. The officer's like, oh, what's up? And then she's like, all good. I'm hoping you let us go. And if you need anything, give me a call. So that's like the quick part. Or, I mean, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Now, what's happening now, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I was reading this, Erica, and I was getting kind of pissed. Like,
oh, I'm very pissed. Yeah.
But I don't know if we're pissed for the same reasons.
Okay, why are you pissed?
So she got caught doing this, right? And she's been put on leave, and she is like apologizing. And look, I don't like bad behavior from cops, okay? Like, it makes me mad.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it just, I've never seen a male police chief go on an apology tour like this. And, you know, there's still people who rightfully are like, this is not okay. Like, she shouldn't be able to come back and hold her position, et cetera, et cetera. You know, but for some reason, I'm just trying to like, I'm putting it in the position of like, if she was a male if she was a male in her position, you know, like the police chief, I don't know that she would have been suspended. I don't know that she would have had to go on go and apologize this hard. I mean, she's apologizing like she's like, I handled this matter so inappropriately in hindsight, And you know, she called that sheriff's office to like pay, like what would the citation have been? I'll happily pay it. Like, she's doing the most. And I just feel like if it was a man in her position, it's some PR person would have put out a statement and they would have never been suspended. Nothing would have happened. I don't know if I'm wrong, but like that's why I'm mad. Like, I understand that we should just be mad that cops are thinking they get away with the law or whatever, but like, I don't know. I was just reading this and I was like, this woman, like, I'm like rooting for a villain almost, because they don't get to be as villainous as the normal villains get to be because they're a woman. I don't know. Am I wrong?
I hear you. One time, so there's a movie called Above the Law, and I'm trying to remember the exact plot, but it's a film. It's a 1988 film starring Steven Seagal, Pam Grier. Anyway, so it's like Chicago Vietnam vet works as a cop, or Chicago police as a Vietnam, blah 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 blah. Anyway, I was one time in a a debate. Like, I wasn't in the debate, I was watching a political debate, and this guy gets up and starts quoting and talking about Above the Law, the movie, the Steven Seagal movie, talking about like, you know, county clerk, like something like a county level position that like there's no who's making millions off of this, and like local Oklahoma, you know. But he was like, above the law. That's how people have been operating in this office so far. And that's why you should vote for me, because I won't be above. But he just basically like described the plot of the movie. Thinking he'd done something big. I like, it stands out to me to this day. I don't know his name. I'll never know. I was probably like in elementary school when I watched this, but I was like, is he just quoting a movie? Like, it wasn't like some common movie that everyone knew. It's like a Steven Seagal flick. Okay.
What if he thought that was a documentary? Because I don't know if you recall this, but Steven Seagal, do you remember he had a reality show where he was a police officer in Louisiana?
What?
Oh my God. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure I'm getting it right. I think almost positive it was in Louisiana because he was like a resident there. Steven
The
Seagal.
Path Beyond.
Seagal.
No.
Cop show. Steven Seagal Lawman is what it was called. It had 3 seasons, and he worked as a fully commissioned deputy with the Jefferson's Parish Sheriff's Office in Louisiana. So it was cops, like it felt like the show Cops, but actually, and this is how I remember, I haven't watched the show since it like came out in 2009. But he was like, it wasn't the way that Cops kind of like glamorizes cops and like just really throws people around and really kind of like it looks bad, very bad. You watch Steven Seagal try to like reason with these, you know, people that he's supposed to be arresting, and they're like excited because it's Steven Seagal and like promising that they'll do better, and like it kind of like works. But I'm sure if I rewatched it now, I'm like, oh, this is definitely glamorizing the police. But like at the time, it kind of felt like, oh well, look at him go. Like this is crazy. And Steven Seagal, who I hope is from Louisiana, if he's not, he is like painting with a thick old brush that accent.
He's like half Russian.
From Michigan.
He's from Michigan, but like he sounds Russian sometimes. Like he just has all these accents.
My jaw's on the floor because in this show, he's like, now come on now, Shaw. Why you do like he's giving it the most. He's like, now why don't you just go settle down, go in and give me some gumbo and we'll forget all this. So like he's giving the most. Okay, oh so my God.
The Wikipedia says, I've been working as an officer in Jefferson Parish for 2 decades under most people's radar, he says. But then it goes on to say, Seagal's current rank of reserve deputy chief is largely ceremonial. So according to Seagal, in the late 80s, Jefferson Parish longtime sheriff Harry Lee asked him to train some of his deputies in martial arts. And then he asked him to join as a reserve deputy. Yeah.
It was a crazy fucking show. It was crazy. It was on like
I
A&E or something like that.
we have to do a recap of this. We have to watch this.
I would love to. I would
Okay.
love to, because this is such a weird and specific memory. I couldn't tell you if I watched more than like 2 episodes, but like for some reason at some time in my life this was on in rooms that I was in, and I was like, I don't know, I was just captured by it because I'm like, what? Oh, he just quit acting to be a cop in Louisiana? Okay. I don't know. It's wild. We definitely have to watch
Ooh,
this.
we have to watch this. Okay. Well, speaking of like, painting it on thick, we're gonna do a Texas man story next. Like,
Oh. Hey, baby trash cans. Are you looking for a way to support Trashy and add to your wardrobe?
well, then look no further than the Trashy merch store. Head to trashypodcast.threadless.com to see all our latest styles.
Show the people at the gym who you really are by wearing our special Time Traveler t-shirt.
Or how about cheering on the sidelines at your kid's next big game in a Mama Trash Can ringer tee?
I mean, Trashy isn't just a podcast. It's a lifestyle.
Hey, we have that design. And Threadless even lets you put stuff on baby onesies, yoga mats, hoodies, and more. I mean, allegedly.
Allegedly. That's a design too. It's trashypodcast.threadless.com.
We love you.
Love you. Back to Texas. We started in
Yeah.
Texas and we're back.
This feels like a Florida man story, but it is in fact in Texas. So
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, look, Texas is a place of innovators, as we know from our woman in our first story, and this guy is no exception. From reformaustin.org, it's a Texas man who designed a suit to swim with alligators. I mean, that's science.
okay. Some people in Texas, as in all of South US, are quite fans of alligators. But Gary Sargis just took this alligator enthusiasm to another level. Sargis is the owner of Gator Country Adventure Park, a sanctuary that takes care of alligators abandoned or donated by other institutions such as zoos. So Gary Space works very close with Texas authorities and local universities, but Gary has another particularity. He designed an alligator suit that allows him to swim among the alligators in the sanctuary.
honey, I care about you too much. Did you say particularity?
Yeah.
I
say
mean,
that.
this, I don't know, particularity?
Particularity? Yeah.
It
that
doesn't
sounds
make
right.
sense. The article feels wrong. Gary has another hobby.
Yes. Thank you. It's the article, not me not being literate.
No, of course not. That's why I wanted to come in and save you.
Thank you so much. You threw me a life raft when I was swimming with the gators there.
I always will.
In this video, we can see Gary putting on his suit and swimming. We'll post the video in their show notes as always, this article. Swimming with other alligators of the sanctuary. Gary says he has perfected the suit over years, and it seems like pretty realistic to the other alligators.
So I just want to describe the suit. It's basically, I can't think of, like for a long time when like it was like really like all the festival people like were buying like wolf hats,
Like like the hoods, like where it was like a wolf and then it was long.
Yeah. So it has that vibe of like, it's like a gator hat, but then like, the tail of it goes the length of his body. But I mean, alligators must be fucking stupid because he looks like a gator on top for sure, but like it doesn't do anything to disguise his arms and his legs. He's just wearing black. Like, honestly, he looks like he's about to play the alligator in like a theater production.
Yes, thank you. It is giving it. It's not like a protective hard shell suit in some way where if they try to bite you, it literally just looks like, like he just skinned a gator and then is laying underneath it. Like it's
he looks like a tech person in a high school play, and he's got to crawl across the stage in the gator suit, like, and it's, I mean, but it's apparently it's working, which is so
insane.
wild. Okay, and so I interrupted you, but you were going to say that you can volunteer at this sanctuary and be an intern. Now, I read that and I was like, cut to Netflix, The Gator King, because when I think of interns at any of these random ass places now, I think of either the Tiger King, or I think of like the other criminal in that documentary, that weird guy who like
Doc
has
Antle,
yes, with his weird
tiger
like
wives,
women, his tiger wives and his like young girls that he has work there for free in his little tiger cult. Like, no thank you, I'm not going to become an intern for the gator suit guy Gary.
There's a photo of Doc Antle with Britney Spears. I think he like supplied an animal for a show one time.
Sure.
And I was like, sometimes I think about the alternative reality where Britney just became like a tiger cult wife. And I'm like, would she have been happier?
I think about the alternative reality of you becoming a tiger cult wife. I feel like you're the one who planted that seed in my head, where you're like, wrong place, wrong time. That would have been me.
I often think about that. I go, what would my life have been like if I would have just met Doc Antle at like 22?
Tan Erica.
Oh my, he'd have been all over me. I'd have been the queen of the tiger wives. I'd have been the top wife.
I feel like the top wife disappears mysteriously.
Oh, 100%. And then there's a new top wife arise. It's a cycle of tiger cult wives. Yeah. But when I was in Louisiana, I went on a swamp boat gator tour.
Oh my God, I've done those too. So fun.
I highly recommend it. So, but our, we were cruising and we saw like wild boar and raccoons and all these gators and stuff like that. But our guy was like really cool that drove our boat, but there was a bunch of boats in this whole little, marsh and stuff. And we were close to another boat and their guy was like, we were told the whole time, like, you could throw marshmallows at him, but like, don't put your hand over a certain point. Like, don't put your hand down, all these rules. Well, the other driver of this boat that we were like hanging out by, he's talking to his people and he's like, oh, sometimes you just get up there and you slap them on the head and then they'll jump up for it. He was slapping gators on the head, putting his hand in the water to like get their attention for his boat. But then I look at his hand, 3 fingers.
Yeah.
He had 2 fingers bitten off by gators previously. And he's like, now don't do this at home. Slap, slap, slap. Like slapping the heads of alligators and putting his hand in the water. And he's like, I already done lost these, but it's like, holy shit, man. Holy shit. It was the wildest thing I'd ever seen. I was like, okay, yeah, there's a reason you're telling us not to do this.
Yeah. I mean, so all I can say, because we've talked about Louisiana quite a bit, even though no Louisiana stories, is go to Louisiana, trash cans, go check out New Orleans one of these days and get on a swamp tour. And I think Louisiana's cool. I mean, it's trashy.
I love Louisiana.
It's trashy. You're gonna, there's some sights to see, but head on down. Head on down there.
Head on down to Louisiana now. Head on down now.
Head on down to Louisiana now, Sean.
Head on down there.
But oh my God, we were trying to go to Louisiana. We went too far. Now we're back in Florida.
Back in Florida, man.
A Florida bear now. Not even a Florida man or woman. We have a Florida bear.
Ooh, from UPI.com. Florida woman catches Florida bear eating her avocados.
I mean, in this economy, avocados are expensive. I don't blame this bear.
He's just like at Chipotle and they're like, this costs extra. And he's like,
stupid.
That was very stupid.
I liked it. So Lynn of Davenport said that the bear has been seen wandering the Thousand Oaks area for months. She spotted the bear showing interest in one of her trees one morning in the early hours.
So she said that the bear initially appeared to be interested in her Christmas lights. "'Tis a Christmas miracle. The Christmas bear has come for the Christmas lights."
Like the Coca-Cola bear, but
maybe
not polar.
Well, I mean, we're melting the ice caps. Maybe the polar bears are having to come down to Florida.
Wow, gosh, but global warming isn't real.
Well, so she soon realized that the bear wasn't interested in the lights, but was stealing avocados from her trees.
So she has a video, and in the video, you can hear her go, "No, he's eating our avocados. No, that's not a good idea, Pumpkin. Oh, you're gonna take a nap now? Seriously?"
She's like disappointed in him, like he's her husband. Like, "Oh, you're not gonna clean the garage? You're gonna take a nap?
Really?
We said Sunday was gonna be chore day."
Yeah, this bear apparently has been blamed for a lot of fruit disappearances from many trees, and the authorities were like, "So we can. What do you want us to do?
You know, arrest a bear."
Yeah, exactly. Like,
this is some Huck Finn bear shit. Like, I'm just stealing pies off window seals and stealing avocados from trees. Like,
there's another guy whose name is Chuck Robbins. That's a famous person, right? Chuck Robbins is like, he's
are
like
you thinking of Chuck Berry?
No,
Jackie
someone
Robbins? Christopher Robbins?
No, who's the guy who like Chuck Robbins?
Christopher
Chuck
Robbins was
apparently is the chief executive officer of WebEx, but there's no way that's why I thought about this person. Who's the guy who like is a motivational speaker? Something Robbins.
Oh God, he haunts me. He's tall. He's so tall.
Tony Robbins.
Oh,
yeah. Wow.
And
okay.
Christopher Robbins is Winnie the Pooh's friend.
Sure. I mean,
so maybe this is Christopher Robbins' dad.
Oh, Chuck Robbins. I think it's Christopher Robin, not Robbins, but I mean,
yeah,
like
you're
who
right.
are we to split hairs?
Who are we? But yeah, Tony Robbins, tall motivational speaker. Ugh, yeah.
Anyways, that's not this guy. This guy is just some random asshole named Chuck Robbins. And he got a text from a neighbor being like, "You got a bear in your yard." And he looked, and that bear was just snoozing on the front porch right outside the front door, which I would take as a threat, but maybe it's cute. I don't know.
Same. It's like, well, how am I gonna get my Amazon packages today?
Yeah.
I got a bear on my front porch.
And
what do you say? Shoo bear, go away?
Go away, bear.
Go away, bear. Like you say to coyotes in Burbank. I saw one of those in the wild. I was so excited. I called Cassandra the other day. I was in Burbank and I saw the go away coyote signs, the official government signs for the city of Burbank. I saw it in the wild and I was so excited, but
they're everywhere. You know what? I'm sick of the South. Oh, wait. Shit. Now we're in Georgia.
Oh, we in it today. No, sorry to the Northerners. We ain't got no stories for you.
Do trash your shit. The South's got you beat.
From foxnews.com. The news comes from all over. We're equal opportunists.
Truly.
Georgia fugitive arrested after applying to Sheriff's Department most wanted Facebook post. He said, "How about me?"
Okay, that's crazy.
That is some shit. How about me? Y'all ever thought about me? Y'all ain't think about me?
We always say, because it's obvious, like a lot of people who commit crimes just want to get caught. And so it's almost like this guy committed some crimes and like is still just waiting to get called, like to get a shout out on Facebook. And he's finally like had enough. He was like, "When am I going to make your most wanted list? Like, are you joking?" And yeah. So how about me?
How about me? I just, that the phrasing is so, it's iconic. How about me?
So the department replied to this Facebook, most wanted comment. And they said, "You're right. You have 2 warrants. We're on the way." And they reshared the screenshot and a photo saying, "We appreciate you for your assistance in your capture." I mean, like, I don't know if
goddamn Facebook.
Like we really don't like the police on Facebook. Who like follows them? Like who feels calm and like
Oh, people eat
okay?
that shit up. They eat that
Yeah,
shit
like
up. Like, oh, well, thank God they caught that avocado bear and now they got this guy. Thank God. Thank God. The police do it right. Like there are
thank
people that
God the police
100%
do it
believe
right.
that. Yeah. Let's go across the pond. We finally have something to go across the pond for.
This feels like an update. No, we've talked about this woman a couple times.
I think this is a new one.
What?
I think
You
this is a new
guys,
story.
stop. People knock it off with marrying ghosts. I'm almost positive that this is the same person because the subject matter feels familiar. Like
It does. I do know there are people that have married ghosts before, but I think this is a new lady.
no, British singer who marries a Victorian ghost who like, and then he disappeared for a week after their wedding and she was like bummed. I'm almost positive. Well,
I know we've
whatever.
covered something like this, but I think this is a new lady.
Okay, well, there's a singer named Brocarde or Brocard. I don't know. She's 38 and she married a ghost Victorian soldier, but apparently he ruined their Welsh honeymoon by drinking too much and trying to get frisky on the beach, which what do you do on a honeymoon if not those things?
Yeah. Well, and she's also upset that he never picked up the tab because he obviously doesn't have a bank card.
Like,
So,
okay.
oh, so she told the Daily Star, Eduardo thought he was being passionate and romantic by wrestling me to the ground to frolic in the sand. I was trying to share my ice cream with him, and it went everywhere, all over my face and my hair. And of course, the sand stuck to it, so it looked like I had been in a fight with a giant seagull.
This woman could be lying, and I would say that she is. But imagine she isn't. What would you do if you saw someone like essentially like looking like Jim Carrey on the beach, like having a fight with nothing and getting ice cream all over their face?
I probably wouldn't say anything because I think her ghost boyfriend was going to kick my ass.
Also, ice cream on the beach. Are you kidding me?
No.
Sand and ice
Ugh.
cream?
Ugh.
No, 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 no.
Yeah. So she said he was hitting the minibar a little too hard. And she
Mhm.
said liquor bottles were always mysteriously left empty, aside from the gin bottle. They were always left standing. He's obviously not partial to that spirit.
He also wanted her to order 12 bottles of the best champagne to the room, but he did that knowing that the bill would fall on her. Like,
Sorry, babes, you're married now. Like you share.
don't marry a ghost if you want to live in a dual income life, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That just is common sense. So she showed the video of them doing their vows on Instagram. Her dress sounds like it was giving Beetlejuice, vibes. I mean, it was probably pretty cool, except for the fact that she was marrying a ghost.
Oh, I mean, her headpiece is gorgeous. Like, yeah, it was a beautiful ornate headpiece, very black, gothic, beautiful. Like I truly loved her wedding look, but yeah.
She did an interview, and apparently everyone at the interview was like dressed like a person from the Addams Family, which is a weird detail. Like in the middle of the interview, she like got kind of like perturbed and she was like, he's here. Can you imagine being on that TV crew?
You just got to do your job. You're just a professional.
Like, you have to assume if you're on the crew that's interviewing the woman who married a ghost that like she's probably going to claim that the ghost is there. But for some reason, I would still get scared. I'd be like, oh my God, I was hoping he wouldn't show up.
Right, right. Well, she said that, it had been difficult to find a church that would marry them. I think it's a bit of an issue with religion and afterlife. Not all priests believe, she said.
I love that she still wanted to get married in the church. She's like, well, I don't want to disappoint my parents.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, he was apparently pissed off that that she was talking about him on TV. And then she got mad at him for making her look like an idiot on TV. So
these men just don't care. Just don't care.
selfish, selfish, selfish. Erica, are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. It's time for the dumpster fire of the week.
Oh my God.
Well, Cassandra, it's that time of year. Can you guess what the Oxford word of the year is?
Let's see. 2022 endemic.
Nope. According to
Oh.
the BBC.com, it has been goblin mode.
Right. Goblin mode.
Yeah.
And that means what?
It's a slang term describing unapologetically self-indulgent, lazy, slovenly, or greedy behavior.
Oh, I mean, I've definitely had like some goblin mode moments.
I feel like I'm being all goblin mode right now. Like,
Yeah. So here's interesting. There was, I don't know much about the Oxford word of the year thing. Like I know it comes out, but I didn't know much about the process. Is this always something that people get to vote on?
I guess so. I thought it was just picked by like a scholarly committee, or you know what I mean? I thought it was just like the Oxford crew,
Yeah.
and they were like, sitting around drinking tea in their like field jackets, and then said goblin mode,
Yeah.
governor.
Because
Yeah.
hold on, let me look up some past ones because they all had felt like very they all feel very internet-y lately.
So Vax was in 2021, climate emergency in 2019, and selfie in 2013.
Yeah, because so like Vax and selfie, which also Vax, who was calling it Vax? It was called the vaccine. I don't know anybody who's like gonna get the Vax, but whatever. Like all those make sense. When I first had heard about this story, I never have heard anyone say goblin mode. So I was like, my first reaction was, welp, it's happened. I have officially aged out of knowing what any of the words are. Like goblin mode, of course, was going to be something that I wasn't going to find out about until like it was like too late. I never have heard that. But anyways, it was
I'm highly on
poll.
Twitter. I'm on Twitter, so like I knew goblin mode early on.
You
Like
did?
I'm in. Yeah. I knew.
Wow. Yeah. So there was 3 options and goblin mode won in a landslide. I think one of the other options was metaverse. I don't know what the third option was.
Yeah, it was won by 93% of the vote. 2018's word was toxic. 2016 was post-truth. 2017 was youthquake. The fuck's a youthquake? That's
Like, see, that sounds like it's made up by the Oxford people and not real, but goblin mode definitely feels like
internet.
we asked the internet to weigh in. And which like you have to be careful with that because the internet's going to go with whatever like is the most trollish. But I am glad that metaverse didn't win. I'm sick of that guy. I'm ready for Facebook to go away.
Yeah, damn. Let's do it. Take it down. But
Until
how will I find
Facebook
out what
buys Anchor? In which case,
we love you?
yeah.
Yeah. But how else would I find out like what my, high school best friend's aunt is doing, on a daily basis? Like,
How else would I know that someone I went to high school with who somehow already has 4 kids also seems upset that they can't casually say the N-word?
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
JK, if you ever reach out to me on Facebook, I will not see it. I am not on that thing. I have one, but nothing happens. Not a whisper happens on that thing.
Oh, this is the first time the word of the year has been chosen by the public.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So normally it wasn't a group by committee. Okay. So this is the most the president of Oxford Languages name, Casper Grathwohl.
Like literally giving Harry Potter vibes.
Yeah. He said that the people have embraced their inner goblin.
Yeah, we were hoping that the public would enjoy being brought into the process, but this level of engagement with the campaign caught us totally by surprise. The strength of the response highlights how important our vocabulary is to understanding who we are and processing what's happening to the world around us. Yes, because in the year of 3022, they're going to look back and they're going to go, ah, yes,
Yeah.
2022, the year of goblin mode.
2020 didn't have a word because they said, how can you sum up 2020 in just one word?
Yeah, that's fair, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The runner-up was metaverse, and then the third choice was hashtag I stand with.
Hashtag I stand with.
Yeah, I stand with. So basically, like, I stand with you know,
I
Meghan
can't think of
Markle.
anything
I
I
stand
stand with.
with,
Yeah.
yeah, like, you know, someone. But yeah,
I stand with Erica Curry.
I stand with Cassandra Cardenas.
Thank you so much, babe. What are you hoarding? I gotta know.
Okay, so there's a okay, so I threw out Peacock last week, but they got me back. They got me back.
Of course. Uh-huh.
Always do. There's a documentary called Dangerous Breed: Crime, Cons, and Cats. It's a documentary about Teddy Hart, and he is a wrestler. And this guy started doing a document, like, he was like, oh, I can turn this into a reality show. His life's so crazy, right? It's 3 episodes. And so Teddy Hart was like the youngest guy to ever be in the WWE and then be kicked out of the WWE. And it's so this filmmaker spent years documenting him. Like, he's controversial. He's a wrestler. He's Bret the Hitman Hart's relative somehow.
Sure.
I can't remember the exact relation, but he breeds these Persian cats, like the big face cats and stuff. And you're like, okay, so you see these women, and then it's like, all right, this is crazy. He lives a wild life, and he's just unpredictable and like nuts, but it's told through the lens of the guy documenting this whole footage. And he's like, I regret doing this. Like, I'm sorry I didn't catch on to that. Like, you know, he's dealing with the fact that he's witnessed this whole thing. But
no. What's
the
it called?
project, it's called Dangerous Breed.
Okay.
But the project is thrown into chaos when Teddy is accused of wrongdoing, and then his ex-girlfriend and protege disappears. And this documentarian has like footage of her, and like, she's been missing since November 19th of 2016. He's not been charged with her disappearance, and it's become a cold case. And they're like, what happened to this like vibrant young mother? It's fucking nuts. Like, this guy is a maniac. Like, maniac. And he has like a wrestling school, but he's like, it's like very like Mr. Miyagi, like in the sense of like, oh, we don't learn about wrestling first. No, you got to like learn how to like take care of my cats, and then we'll get to wrestling. Or, you know, it's like very like, what? Like, it's just, it's insane. Like, watching him, and he's a maniac. Anyway,
Wow.
it's great. You just have to see him. Like, Winston walked in for like 37 seconds, and he's like, wait, what the hell is this? And I'm like, trying to like, yeah, it's like this. It's like, you just gotta watch it. You just gotta watch it. Like, he's like, who are these women? And I'm like, no, I'm trying to explain, but like, you have to watch it. And he's like, why are there so many fucking cats in his house? And I'm like, babe, we gotta watch this together. Anyway,
All
it's
right,
nuts.
I gotta watch
Dangerous
it.
Breed on Peacock, about Teddy Hart, the wrestler, and the disappearance of this poor woman, Samantha Fielder. And yeah, anyway, what are you hoarding?
I'm hoarding down to the minute schedules. Like I mentioned it before. This got me excited, you know. This makes me want to do everything down to the minute. I'm not going to, because people will not be my friend anymore. But man, I love a down to the minute schedule. Plain and simple. That's it. You know, I already talked about it. What are you throwing out?
I've already thrown away Amazon. If I say one box and less shipments, don't send me one piece at a time.
You've thrown out Amazon in general and how you don't want to use them and delivery and blah, blah, blah. But like, go off again.
Well, I'm in it. So I will say one thing Amazon is doing cool is if you tell Alexa, hey, Alexa, thank my driver, whoever delivered your latest package will get a $5 bonus at no cost to you. Amazon will just give that driver $5 extra. And the person that gets the 3 people that get the most thank me's, the 3 drivers will get $10,000 cash and $10,000 to donate to a charity of their choice.
Wow.
So yeah, just take it now. Oh, hey, Alexa, thank my driver. See, your Alexa's going to hear me and do it. But
I unplugged mine, but yes, the listener for sure.
The listeners. Yeah. But I will say the only thing that bugs me, I'm throwing it out, Amazon. If I say 1 box, less shipments, please do not send me 1 piece at a time. I've chosen that for a reason. I want 1 box, not 18 boxes. I don't order 18 things at a time. I'm just saying it's just annoying. It's annoying. And I wish they would stop doing it. I was like, I've chosen this delivery method for a reason. So you have less deliveries. 1 box. I'll wait for my shit if you just put it in 1 box. I hate that. Anyway, throwing it out.
All right.
Yeah. But Alexa, thank my driver. Pretty cool promotion. Anyway, what are you throwing away?
Well, like I said, it's been Wedding Central here and we had to make our invites, and I'm not trying to shit on anybody. If you chose these invites, like, more power to you. But I do think that the like weird wedding cursive is a little bit out of control now.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
it's illegible. Like, there's pretty cursive, and if you're into the cursive, then that's very cool. And then there's like this weird cursive where it's like, literally, what does that say? So we're looking at the invites and I'm like, well, we certainly can't tell them this because it looks like someone was trying to write cursive on a turbulent plane. Like,
yeah,
you can't fucking read this. I think it's gone too far. I almost feel like it's AI generated at this point because I don't see how any person could have come up with this. It's on Zola specifically where I'm seeing it the most, but like, so we were, gassing each other up like last night, just trying to read these things, like, and just laughing, but it's like, it's crazy. I don't know. It's all. I think that we're getting duped right now. Like, Zola's really trying. I think it's a social experiment of like, oh no, we can't possibly put that cursive out. Trust me, Carol, put this cursive out. I bet it'll be popular. Like, why else would they have it on like 60% of their invites? Is just like, please join us for the wedding of.
I was at a wedding this summer and I was at a wedding recently and I literally had to ask the person next to me and I was like, what does that say? It was like, to part of their display and decoration. I couldn't, it was in that weird wedding cursive. And I was like, what does that say? And they were like, oh, it's this quote from, let's say, the Bible or something. I was like, oh, okay, now I see it. Yeah. Okay, thank you. I could not tell what it said. Could not tell. It was wild.
Yeah, I like it. Just like, is that where the bathroom is? Is this where we put our gifts? Like,
am I praying? What's happening?
Yeah. It's just, and it's not every line. It's like, welcome to the wedding of on March 12th, 2023 at
they're messing with us.
It looks like shit.
Yeah.
Anyways, whatever. I mean, to each their own. Like, if you got your invites in this cursive, like, more power to you. Maybe your name just looks more coherent than the ones I was seeing, but I can't repeat some of the things because some of them look like bad words that you don't say. But I was like, at least the engineers at Zola could like not. I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Where can the people find you?
They can find me at Iconic Erica Curry on Instagram and at Iconic Erica Curry on TikTok. And you can find me, as always, on the Trashy Podcast. Where can they find you?
At Cass Cardenas on Instagram. You're welcome to look for me at Twitter. I don't tweet. I'm surprised that Twitter even exists still. And yeah.
TrashyPodcast.threadless.com.
Yes, that's where I would like you to find me. And by find me, I mean find our wonderful merch. And thank you so much to people who have already bought merch. That is
Gorge.
so cool. Please keep sending your pictures in it. It's really exciting and it means a lot to us.
Absolutely. You can find us at Trashy Trashy Pod on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And you can find our website at trashytrashypodcast.com that has a merch tab as well. That'll take you to the merch store directly. You can always send us stories at trashytrashypodcast@gmail.com or submit through the website itself, and we get those emails. We love it when you send in stories. It means so much. We also love it if you would tell this holiday season for our gift, tell one friend about this podcast.
Yeah. Tell a friend. That would
Tell
be
your
really cool
aunt.
of you.
Tell your
You know?
uncle who's like cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Or I don't know, like, but maybe like, yeah, tell your aunt who like is in kind of like a weird marriage who like maybe would want to laugh.
And Mrs. Ricky Lake on TV, or
Yeah.
Donahue. We'll fill that Donahue void for her.
Tell your like cool grandma who like still seems like to be pretty with it, and is kind of cynical and is just like, yeah, all my friends are dead. Like, whatever. Like, like that grandma, show her how to use podcasts and recommend us to her, like maybe she'll like it.
Yeah, I'm all about it. I'm all
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
All right, Cass. Well, as we say
What?
always,
You've been
always.
dying you keep trying to make that happen. I'm not letting you do it. Stop trying to make as we always end. Stop trying to make that happen.
All right. Hey, Cass.
What's going on, girl?
Stay garbage.
You stay garbage, girl. I love ya.
I will. Bye-bye. Love you.